Resilience. That's the word that defines Triumph Foundation and the people we serve. And we're reaching thousands of people every year. And there's so many stories worth being told. And I can't wait to highlight a few of them for you. People that we've been able to educate, support, and empower.
So my name is Niko. I was technically born in Russia, and I got adopted by my parents when I was 4.5 and moved to Cali. And then I moved to Nevada, where I was living in Nevada and working in Tahoe, California, when I chose to go swimming with some friends at my apartment complex and dove into the pool and snapped my neck. So I've been in the chair for now 3 years. And before Triumph came along, I was kind of secluded. I like to play games on my phone. I was really to myself. I was more introverted when I first got injured. I didn't want to hang out with people, but I didn't like to go out in the community. Anytime somebody asked me about my injury, I was a little, awkward about it. And I'm like, I'm not sure how to answer this. I'm not sure I want to talk about it too much. I was definitely angry. I was angry that my injury happened. I was angry that I had a lot taken away from me, both physically and mentally, emotionally. I lost a lot of what I called friends at the time because, they didn't want to hang out with me because I was in a wheelchair. And then Triumph came along, and I was a little shy at first to meet people and kind of get with the community. But the more that I did the events, the more that I hung out with the support groups, the more that I talked to people that were a part of the community, the more I became less introverted, more extroverted, and back to this, same personality I had before I got injured. Now I'm not afraid. I go out, I go on the bus, I go out and, all the events, and I make friends, and I make, connections, because in, our community, a connection is really important in the sense that it can open new doors. And when you have those new doors open, more possibilities, right? And thanks to Triumph, I'm back to my, extroverted self and doing everything that I could do without hesitations. And that's one of the things about being injured in the beginning, is that you don't think anybody is there for you, and when people come into your life, you're kind of, are they really there to help me, or are they just there to make fun of me? And that's one of the things that I went through, and Triumph showed me that that's not what we're here for. We're here to help you. We're here to, empower you, to make you grow as a person, and, show you that there's a community out there for you. And so, thanks to Triumph, I live by that, model, and that plan is that I want people newly injured, people who are disabled, people who are not even disabled, able-bodied, to know that, we need the support, we need the love, we need the appreciation, and we need the help from everyone. And it's maybe hard to ask for help, it may be hard to communicate that, but that's what we're here for, is that we want you to be able to grow and become stronger and better and get back to where you want to be at. So.
Hi, my name is Marialena Melendez. I'm a mom of 5. I guess my biggest thing was moving to New Orleans after Katrina, and I became part of their team to rebuild New Orleans. So I lived out there for about 10 years, and we traveled, my kids and I, back and forth. After COVID, I had surgery. It turns out they gave me too much anesthesia, and I was completely paralyzed when I finally woke up. My body was numb with the anesthesia, however, my brain was still alert. When the nurses called the anesthesiologist to let him know that I was not responding, at first I thought they were talking about another patient, and it turned out that it was me. And then the nurses, I could feel them tapping me, but I couldn't wake up. And they couldn't figure out how to bring me back, but I was able to hear everyone. I could feel that they were putting cold compressions all around me and rubbing my neck. And finally, I snapped out of the anesthesia. Unfortunately, when I woke up, I couldn't move. Now I'm starting to feel a little pain and nerve pain in my legs and some sensation, but it's taken 2 years for me to get there. At Rancho Los Amigos is where I met, I call them my angels, Triumph, which is Andrew and Walt. When I first met them, I gotta be honest, I saw how happy they were, and I was still so angry. We all talked about it as patients, like they looked so happy, and we couldn't understand how you could feel so happy and still being in a wheelchair. And I guess it just has to do with a process that you go through. And eventually I saw Andrew again, and I saw Walter at the convention center. And the first thing Andrew said was, "Girl, we got to get you out of that hospital wheelchair and come see me and I'll get you a wheelchair." And I didn't understand what that meant. And then he said, "You know, we need to get you, we have loaners." And sure enough, once they put me in that wheelchair, I laughed because I said, "Wow, I feel like I'm in a BMW or a Mercedes or a Bentley or something because of wheelchairs, because the hospital wheelchair is just horrible." After that happened, we became good friends. When I'm having a bad day, I don't know how they know, but I'll get a text from them, or I'll get a message, or they'll call me and see how, checking in, see how I'm doing. And I always tell them, like, how do you know that I'm having a difficult day? I don't understand the connection we seem to have. I remember Andrew, when he gave me loaned me the wheelchair, he said, "The only thing I ask is that you haven't come to any of our events." I said, "Well, it's because I don't like going out other than my doctor appointments and my therapy." And he's like, "Well, if we're letting you a wheelchair, this is part of our contract." So I guess you could say he twisted my arm to go to the first event. And I could not believe the fun I had. We ended up doing the 5K, which out of all the events, that was the event we ended up going to. And my son went with me, and at the end, just to see that everyone there, we were all doing this in wheelchairs, and it's okay, and we had so much fun. I feel like they're part of my new circle and my new family. This past convention, I ended up being brave and went by myself, because I always take my son or my daughters with me, and hung out with them, and it just didn't feel awkward or afraid or anything. I just felt so comfortable being around them. To me, Triumph is, if it wasn't there, I think I would still be in my depressed mood and where I was before.
My name is Jeremy Holland, and I'm 34. I was born in Los Angeles, South Central, born and raised. Now that I look back, it all started when I was a kid, growing up with a single household of a mother that had to provide for 4 children. Yes, growing up in the area that I grew up in, you were forced to fit in. It wasn't no option, because we're born in a lot of negativity. If I was to wake up in the morning and look out the window, all I saw was helicopters and police. Domestic violence, gang violence, trauma, assaults, a lot of homeless people, just no motivation. Well, before I got injured, I actually said a prayer to God, and I told God to take me out my environment, do whatever you gotta do to make me grow. I remember that day waking up. I actually went outside to go to the store. There was a drive-by shooting, and I ended up paralyzed. When I got shot and I hit the ground, I called my mom, because I didn't know if I was gonna make it. My body just numbed, and I never felt that feeling before, so I'm like, it might be over. Oh my God, the worst pain of my life. I would never forget that pain. And when I got to the hospital, that's when my family and my friends were there with me, and I was smiling actually. I was actually smiling because I was still alive. Something about life is we don't realize what we have until it's gone. Life wasn't over for me, because I knew there was a reason why I got paralyzed, and I was okay with it. I grew up watching basketball. I was a big sports fan. And when I got paralyzed, I didn't play basketball for 10 years because I didn't know that they had disabled leagues around the world, basketball chairs. I didn't know of it until I worked for Rancho Los Amigos. And from there, Triumph. Like, Then I did my own information. I'm like, basketball chair, And then I went to go support Triumph, and I seen people playing basketball. I seen people wrecking each other with rugby. I seen people playing golf. If there's a will, there's a way. I always felt that way, but I never really seen it until I went to Triumph. And when I seen the basketball chairs, I struck gold. Here we go. And thanks to Triumph, I'm actually about to get my basketball chair. And I love to play basketball, so it wasn't for Triumph, I wouldn't know that basketball chairs exist, the programs exist, all this stuff that we have for disabled people still exists.
My name is Cookie Grover, both the Sesame Street monsters. I've been injured, it'll be 5 years in September. I wasn't in an accident or anything. I was at my friend's house spending the night, so we had drinks and dinner and stuff. And in the middle of the night when I didn't feel well and I got up because I thought like I had to go to the bathroom and throw up, walked down the hall to get back in the bedroom, and then I bypassed the bedroom I was staying in, kept walking down the hall, and then her husband heard me down the hall, so he came and turned the light on, and at that point my eyes just went like this and I just fell straight back on a hardwood floor, and now I'm a C2, C3, incomplete. The first person that met the people in Triumph was my husband, Scott, because he went to the Christmas party that Triumph has for the support group in Northridge. And at that time I was in a rehab house. And so he had heard about the support group and he had told me, so help me if I go and this support group is all this, oh boo-hoo, poor am I, this happened to me. He said, I'm out of there. But he came home and he said, oh my gosh, Cookie, they're amazing. These people were coming from all over. They're the happiest, most beautiful people I've ever met. He goes, I didn't expect that. And then he said, you've got to meet Andrew, because Andrew, who heads up the Triumph, Andrew rolled right up to him and said, oh, you must be Scott, and just was like, he knew him forever, just the sweetest person. So hook, line, and sinker for Triumph. I'll plan everything around my support group with Triumph. It's like doctor appointments, any appointment, I'm like, wait, what day, Thursday? Nope, I can't be there. So it's just like one big happy family. I don't know where me and my husband and my family would be without their support. I can't wait to see them, to talk to them. You find out good things, bad things, anything you want to know. Nothing's off limits. Everyone should be able to have a system with support like Triumph. We're in a club that no one wants to join, but once we're in it, you're in a family forever.
I just can't thank Triumph enough for everything they've done for me. I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for you guys. And I hope that, I'm able to pass on everything you guys have to everyone out there, because the mission that you guys have is essential for those of us who are newly injured, who are going through the injury. All the families out there need that support, because even they struggle with a loved one who gets injured, and you guys provide resources for all the above to be able to move on with their lives, and that's something that I wouldn't have had if it wasn't for you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I hope that I can be a role model to the foundation and everything that you guys do for everyone.
Triumph educated me, they supported me, and they empowered me to be motivated, to get independent and doing something that I love, which is play wheelchair basketball and try different activities being disabled. It has made me reach out to the youth. When these young children look out the window, I don't want them to see what I saw. I'm guiding a lot of children in my communities, and I'm pretty much being their role models that I wish that I had growing up.
I just love Triumph. They are truly a family. And well, better than your family, because like the saying goes, you don't pick your family, you pick your friends. So yes, Triumph, every one of them I consider friends, family, in that we're all connected. But more than that is friendship, because that's what Triumph means. Triumph to me is love, family, and friendship.
Thank you to everyone in Triumph for the support that you give. I don't know if anyone has ever really expressed to the whole entire community. This is the most important part to me, to be involved in a community as beautiful as you all are. Thank you. Sorry.
We're so humbled and grateful for everyone's support. Your gifts really make a life-changing difference. Thank you.